Alright, so as we said, in this game we have a lot of great players like Box by Danielle, Edge 4, Taxes, Toastiest Waffles, other teams, Brutta Gingy, and Acting Like Gingy are both in this. Other teams such as Jelly, Berkey's team, Caton's team, Beggs, Mars, and Seven's team, Sure's team, a great team to watch. We're actually going to start with his team, if I can pull that back up, because they are a team that normally likes to key off drop. We're going to see how they play it off. And then other teams such as Laso's team, which has the two NorCal players, Jason, Capo, Cut, and Cam Marino. Yeah, it did sneak up on us. I was surprised when I heard that it was this weekend. As it looks like a lot of teams are split dropping here. This is Collegiate Trios, yes, that is correct. As it looks like not a lot of teams are near each other besides Boney. Boney is pretty hot. We're going to switch over to Ross. As we're going to see him launch away over to get, I guess, a better positioning. Beggs, Mars, and 7. No, this is their heat. We will switch over to them. And let's be honest, we're going to be able to watch them end game, so we can give some other people a chance, if you know what I mean. Don't worry, Fid. We definitely like watching them. Someone myself who has beat 7 in a 1v1. So, as it looks like Boomer Knack and his team is currently conned at Holly Hedges. It's going to be interesting to see how they play this fight off. As it looks like Knack is trying to get some shots off, and it looks like we have another fight going on at the Cube. It's an interesting spot to have an engagement going on, as Knack currently has high ground, but he gets dropped on their fight. As Meepy currently, it looks like they're going to be pushing Knack here. Knack does not have a shotgun. Something to note in this fight will definitely play a little bit of a game changer here. As he hits Bluey hard, he gets the knock on Bluey. That's a big knock on Blue. Now he's going to go over and 100% try and get that finish and possibly get a shotgun from it. As he does, he gets a shotgun, but he doesn't pick the shotgun up. I think he now realized that there was a shotgun. He's going to go back and pick it up. So now this, honestly, that fight right there just completely changed. That one engagement and that knock right there changes how this is going to be played. As Mooney is going to try and get in on Knack, but he gets knocked by his teammate Sigma. So now it is Sigma and Knack versus Meepy. Meepy in a 1v2 situation. We're going to actually, no, it looks like he's going to get cut up from behind as Sigma hits him hard from behind and gets the kill, as that is the first trio wipe of the day and the first trio to fall, as Meepy and his team is definitely not happy after that start. So now it looks like we actually have another engagement going on over at Pleasant Park with Edge's team and Cole's team. Now, it looks like YP is actually pushing up on one of the teammates and trying to get a better angle from height. We will show Beggs. Beggs is not currently fighting, so there's no real reason to show them currently, Mr. Hart. As we have an engagement going on between YP and his team. It looks like Mal's team is just completely taking this low ground in this building, and Danielle's trying to just keep that other third trio away. Actually, no, they're all going to get back together in a car and just drive out of that situation. So now, since this fight is going to the end, I will do something that everyone here wants me to do from the looks of it, and that is switch over to Beggs' point of view at Misty Meadows. Completely unconned. As it looks like there's another knock going down at Camp Cod. What is up, Mr. Fi? Watch Camp Cod. I'm switching over to that right now. As it actually is Krusty Clem, T. Jones, and Carter, but T. Jones and Carter are done. So Krusty Clem is just going to try and get away from that situation, but he does have some players on his tail, and that is Flash, Thirst, and Lung. Is Beggs no the clicks of PlayVS, I'm gonna have to say if I had to choose anyone, I would say, ooh, that's actually, now that I think about it, I'd have to say Trey. Trey 509, I think, is the clicks of PlayVS. As they're getting shot from all the way up top, and that is Empty Limbs, Reminisce, and Crush trying to get shots down on these players who currently don't have any type of vehicle. Yeah, I'd say Trey. Trey is endgame almost every single game on West. I think last week in trios, his worst placement was 4th place. So I'd say that is definitely him. Yes, he won 4 in a row last week too. Did they leave their other? No, they're all together. Oh, looks like, oh my gosh, not good. Oh my god. Right below this trio is Krusty, Clem, and Augie is currently right above them. He sees him. He sees Krusty. He's going to get some big hits on Mr. Clem. But Clem's going to try and swim away from here. But I think Clem is just going to be able to get away. This is where we see Augie 100% try and push up. He goes, you know what? This storm is coming, but I want these points for this elimination. He's going to be able to get another shot off as they get the kill on Clem. As Clem and his trio officially are the second trio to fall today. So we're looking for any other engagements going on around the map. Doesn't really look like there's too many close engagements. We have one trio split, as that is Dev, Jort, and Team J. But honestly, they can obviously be split because there is literally no one by them. As King getting tagged at Lazy is actually going to be very close. Where did Beggs and 7 and all of them go? Oh, they're still down there. But we're going to see these guys. Oh, we might see the Bush. The Bush strat is coming out right now for this one player, but they see him. But he's going to use the Pepper to try and rotate with his teammates out of there. As now Elton, Fix, and King are going to be hard keying this. Interesting strat for game 1. It is a first game you can always key, as it is definitely a smart strat early on. You know, you have 5 other games to do well. The odds of other teams having the same strat is honestly pretty high. As we actually have a lot of teams starting to form this area. One of them is actually Beggs and Mars's team, as they're currently being shot all the way from up, which is all the way from Rooster and Jelly's team. As 7 and Beggs got back together, and now Mars is a little separate from them, but that shouldn't be that big of a deal. So it looks like this trio still down here is still just completely split. They're just doing their own thing. As it looks like a lot of teams now are just going to be doing the classic box up and look for some Storm Sturge tags to start off this mid game. But it looks like we might have a little engagement going on between Brudda, Gingy, Swerved, and Mr. Poop. But I think they're going to run away from this, as right below is Code Red, Jacob, and their trio teammate Busa. A trio that last week was in first place for kills with 102 eliminations, the most that we have had so far in a heat. Or in a qualifier round, my bad. As Shinigami currently gets a knock. We're going to see where that is going on. That is right here. As Core also gets knocked. So now it is up to J Mont to try and clutch up what I believe is a 1v3. Oh, he's going to try and get the revive off. But Antics and Pineapples, they don't know he's getting the revive. Is he going to be able to get it off? He's going to be able to get the revive off as they now start the key. Now this is going to be a tough situation, as you have, but they're just going to jump into the box as Core gets away, and I think they're going to be keying Core now. And they are. He's going to try and run away from this situation, though. He's getting sprayed from multiple angles. But he's going to be able to get over to this box. Yeah, he's going to be able to get away from that situation and live to see another day for at least right now. As you can see, all of the trios are currently boxed up all on top of each other. At least most of them are. As he got away, so now he has to try and clutch up for his team. As you also see, a lot of teams are starting to build up on the IO base and start to actually get away from it. As Clayton gets hit very hard as he tries to get back with his trio, and he does. So that is good for him. As I think did Toasty Waffles also fall? No, Toasty Waffles still alive. Where are they at? They are currently right outside the IO base. Yes, these are very stacked. Trios are always stacked. That's what the best part about trios is. The games are always stacked, and it always comes down to one of the final. I think one. Actually, no, it always comes down to pretty much the final zone. As CK and their trio are now just going to be able to get easy tags on anyone rotating in from this side of the map, because they are currently, honestly, any of these trios can get a lot of tags off on pretty much anyone that they see rotating this high up in the sky. As our first Storm Surge is coming, and it looks like Polaris, Phobic, and Rocket Man are actually 125 damage above, so that is perfect for them. They are not going to have to get as many tags as they need to. I don't know if we're going to see any... I haven't seen a lot of those plays in trios, actually. As Aleso and his team are actually built up right next to... I can't even see who that is. That is Sketch, Sigma, Knack, and One Pump Chump are all right near each other. You see a few trios currently a little split up. As Jason gets hit for 55, but Jason does get a knock on Hoki. He's gonna be able to knock Kaiten now. So now Jason 2 knocks on this day. Not PlayVS Jason, the wannabe PlayVS Jason. Currently now has 2 knocks this game, and he's gonna be able to get that siphon, not have to hit any more heals, and pretty much get all the way back up to 200 HP. As they are now gonna finish Hoki, and he just got the finish on Kaiten. So actually, if I am correct, is this the... Yes, this is the solo Sabotage or Sabotage. Currently all the way at the bottom, but oh, we might have something going on down at Weeping Woods between J-Mix and his team, and it is, as J-Mix gets a big hit for 90 on Day. He's going to miss his second bump, though. He's going to have to go back, as now Dev currently hard keying into the box, but he's not going to. That's going to be 100 for J-Mix. Dev falls into J-Mix's box. J-Mix gets the knock. He's going to get that much-needed siphon here. As now they're going to just chug swash all the way back up to 100. So now it's going to be interesting to see how Jortega and Mr. J play this situation out. Oh, but it looks like C-Mix is going to get a big hit for, I think, 30 damage on J. As Mr. Theft is going to look up. He's not going to get a hit. Oh, but J-Mix, another hit on Jay. Jay's going to be down to 150 HP after he hits these minis. As Tortega is trying to play a little aggressive here, but they're going to miss the pump. Tortega's going to get out of that box, be able to reposition himself above them. Now, a good thing to notice, a good thing between Tortega and Jay is they are above, so they can play a little passive here because they have an easier way to get out, need be, and they are going to use it. They're going to take this opportunity to try and get a better position next to the side, possibly get a big hit. No. As Sabotage actually got a kill, Beggs also gets a kill. As we have another engagement going on between Mars 7's and Beggs' team. They currently have 2 players knocked as they are hunting for the third. But that third, I believe, just launched away, and that third was, I believe, Eton, my fault. As he's getting hit hard with Storm Surge. He's going to have to out-heal this. I don't think he's going to be able to out-heal this. Is he going to be able to out-heal it? He is not able to heal it. Interesting choice there for Storm Surge. Electing to go for the medkit play instead of the minis. As Burns, another player, hit with the... Oh, I think he's going to die here. Yes, he is going to die as we see our second player now fall to Storm Surge. A lot of players not able to get a lot of tags this game from the looks of it. As Mr. Knack gets another knock. We're going to switch over to that over there. We're going to watch 7 and Kai's Zooms go up against Knack. But 7 gets knocked, so it's up to Kai's, who's currently on high ground. Currently above them, 9 below the Storm Surge. And he's going to be getting really hard. He needs a tag here, but he's going to miss, and he's going to be down to 8 HP, and I think we're going to see Kai's Ups fall to Storm Surge. Oh no, he's actually above it now, but he's going to fall to Sigma. So that is a lot of players now during this Storm Surge are falling out. Another fight going on top of the dam between Off-Season, Crush, and Gingy. As Gingy now is currently getting they're getting focused pretty hard here. And they have a trio right behind them. I wonder if they know that. This trio definitely does not know that, because this is a perfect opportunity to definitely get some knocks, as we see Cole also fall to Storm Surge, I believe. As this trio is now going to be able to push up on a not very healthy Gingy trio, as they currently have about a combined 120 HP, which is definitely not up. Oh, but they're going to get a big knock, as Gingy's team is going to fall to Taldak, as Taldak gets a much-needed kill. But it looks like... Yep, this is... Oh, yeah, Taldak, Off-Season, and all... I don't know how to say that other name. Ended up winning that fight, and now they're going to be able to heal up. It doesn't look like there's a lot of shield, though, so they're not going to have a much shield here. As I believe we're going to have another engagement go on at the IO base any minute now. I believe we do. That is between Jason Capo and his team going up against Edge 4, boxed by Danielle. But it looks like Edge's teammate is currently knocked, and that is YP. Edge also himself only has 100 HP. A little bit actually under 100 HP. As now they're going to try and key into Edge's box. As Edge falls, he gets knocked. But Danielle is trying to get the res off. She got it, or he got it. Danielle got the res off. So now, oh, looks like they're not going to key into that unless Balk might. Balk's going to get a huge hit on Danielle. So now they are going to be able to play this a little bit slower and a little bit faster, actually. But I think Danielle and the other duo, her duo teammate, are going to just drop down and not try to fight that engagement, try and get some more placement points this game. As now we see a lot of teams start to rotate into this zone. Taldak currently just landed, but is going to be getting lobby focused. His builds are on fire, so he has to be careful here. But he's not going to take too much damage, although one of his teammates, Off-Season, currently getting sprayed at. His wall is on fire. But he's going to be able to get this medkit off. Yes, he is. But he has another medkit for his teammate. As Notebook gets knocked, we're going to switch over to Stritzer's POV. It looks like they are fighting Chump and his trio. As Laso is currently not with them. Oh, he's going to get hard. Stretch is going to jump into the box, and Stretch is going to get the kill. So now it's up to Laso here. His two teammates are dead. So that is going to be interesting to see how he plays this out as a solo. And I believe one of the few solos in this. So you see a lot of trios, a lot of duos. I believe there's only 1 or 2 solos alive in this. As Busa and Mars gets a kill, we're going to switch, if I can find them quickly, to Mars's POV. Or actually, we'll go to Beggs. Does. Oh, they're going to pepper into the zone here. It's going to be interesting to see how players prep this out. Another thing to notice, Beggs, they're nowhere near champs. Looks like they will not be competing in... Yeah, they're going to be doing a hard left rotate, but we're going to see a lot of other teams start to rotate any minute now, as we're going to switch over to Laso, who currently has a trio right below him. Looks like he's going to launch pad here. No, he doesn't have a launch pad, actually. He's going to look for their launch pad. I don't know if he can find it. He's looking for it. He's going to end up placing one of his own, taking a lot of unnecessary damage since he could not find that. But it looks like we're going to have a lot of teams being just building up in this mid-ground, as there's only really one team on height. I believe that is Rocket Man. There may be 1 or 2 trios above them, but they're going to be looking down at Cut's team here, trying to get some shots off, as Jacob's team and Danielle's team are all currently fighting. As Jacob currently just got a knock. I believe he ended up getting the finish. Oh, that was Danielle dying to surge. Good noticing that. I only saw the name as Knack gets a kill on Snow Leopard. As it looks like CK right by himself. Now we're going to quickly actually switch to drone free, and we're going to check out how this zone is currently playing out, as we see a lot of teams all near each other currently fighting, as everyone is currently just looking for tags, as CK, the only one alive in his trio. He has no heals, 70 HP, and he has Jacob's trio right next to him. Looking through that cone, they might be trying to look for a nice little peek or possibly a launch. I think we're going to see CK die, as we do see CK die, as now we're going to see Mars and his trio completely get boxed up, as they're going to be all together. But it looks like their trio, Beggs, is currently just tunneling all the way ahead. They're going to close their back, as Flash just currently falls. Yes, the God trio. We'll see if we can find Mandika right now. This is a perfect time, as Simix, JMix, CMix, and Taxes are all currently on height. As it looks like we are getting a lot of fighting going on in this mid-level. As Jacob and his trio are currently just spraying down and getting some huge kills and some huge knocks. I will try to see if I can find Mandinka on this rotation here, but it looks like a lot of trios are currently trying to just rotate here and stay ahead of this. One of them is Stretch, who's with his trio, but they're going to be able to possibly... Oh, they're actually below Storm Surge, so they're going to have to rotate as trying to out-heal Storm Surge, but I don't know how that's going to go for them. They're going to get some much-needed tags, though. They're still below. They're 3 below the damage threshold. I think we're going to see this trio fall any second unless they get some much-needed damage. One of them falls. Sketch currently just trying to out-heal it. Is he going to be able to out-heal this? I don't think he will, as we're going to switch over to Beggs, 7, and Mars, who's currently on low ground. But Beggs is going to get hit hard by Polaris, as Cut kills Brudda Gingy. One Pump Chump gets Team J. Blind Sketch falls to Rooster, as 7 ends up getting his finish from Storm Damage. He currently has 4 kills. I look, they're going to get another one, and they do pick up another kill. That is their 7th elim of the game. They're going to be able to stay on this low ground and just spray from below and rotate into this, as 2 of the teammates are pretty low, but 7 currently stuck. Going to take some much unwanted storm damage, as Boost up with another kill, but someone drops to low ground. That is going to be Young Jelly, as now Beggs currently fighting Cut's team. Capo in behind. He's going to miss the pump, though. He's going to 105. He's going to get the kill on Capo. So now they have to try and stay on this low ground. We're going to stick on with their trio here. He's going to try to get some mats. As it does, in fact, go back, we're going to switch to drone free and see what other battles going on. We actually have Rooster falling, empties a lot of players. Looks like the Mix and Theft boys are still able to hold that height, as 7 is currently fighting someone directly above them, but I don't know if we're gonna, his teammate's dead. 7 currently trying to get out of this storm. He's harpooning, he gets in with no HP, as he is going to fall, as we are now going to switch over to the Mix boys, who are currently on height with 10 people left, 4 teams. Jacob dies. I don't know how Jacob died. They're going to be spraying down there, though. Cut gets another kill, as Jacob ends up dying to himself. I actually don't think that they are alive in this. So I honestly think Mix will be pulling out this win. They have the heals, as Theft drops to low ground, currently gets a triple kill. He's 1v1 in Cut right now. He's going to get a big hit on him, as they end up getting the victory royale for Game 1. So that is going to be pretty big for them, as we see a lot of teams currently playing a little passive, some teams playing aggressive. We might have something going on at Lazy Lake between these trios, between Eaton and King and Hokie, as Hokie is currently in the basement. I think we're going to see some King happen here, though, as I believe that is Fix is currently pushing Hokie pretty hard. Hokie, though, is running low on builds. Oh, but Hokie's going to get a big kill, but Hokie's going to get knocked. So now let's see how Hokie's teammates play this, as actually Caden died as well. So now it's up to Sabotage to try and clutch up a 1v2. He might go in here quickly, though, try and get a sneaky shot off. However, he's going to have to break through this. So let's see how he plays. Oh, they got the revive off, actually. So now he has to try and 1v3. Uh-oh, they're jumping up onto him. He's going to have to try and get out of this situation. He's going to miss his pump shot. Of course, Physics, the one with the lowest amount of HP, is just keying. But of course, he's not going to be able to get the hit off, as Sabotage is going to end up falling. That is not what you want from them, as that might put them in a really rough spot to qualify heading into their final game, which is next game. As we see, Coral is currently conned, which is very surprising, as we might see the PSU team be fighting. I believe this is Phobic's team. I know they like to land in this area, and it actually is Phobic's team, as they're cranking the height. They also got a llama, so they're going to have plenty of mats, definitely more mats, and they're going to have these spicy peppers to be able to just crank up, as Snow Leopard gets a pretty good hit off on Rocket Man, but he's going to drop down to try and help his teammates out. As I think he's going to try and go for CK here, as Cranman dies, might I add. I think Cranman fell to his death, as he does get the kill on PSUCK, and I believe that is the trio that was, and they did have the Mythic Og, the only one in the game, so that is why you see a lot of players land in these areas to try and get that Mythic Og. It is the only one in the game, so some players try to get that as soon as possible, and that is a big pickup for Rocket Man and their team, as they're trying to just solidify and get into the top 16 to get placement and move on to the finals. As we see Steamy a little bit conned, some other places conned. Coral, which I'm still surprised is this con. It looks like we actually may have some action going on between Cheng and Bluey, who's going to get some big shots off on Bluey if he hits him. He's going to hit him for 33. I think we're going to see Cheng possibly push here, as his other teammates are nowhere near him. Well, not nowhere, but they're not really near him. But at the same time, we're going to see Mr. Griff finally pull in for the help and the support, as we see Meepy and Mooney try and rotate in. Yes, 975 arena points. Not, not the best, but hey, it's still the beginning, so maybe he's waiting. Maybe he didn't want to play early on, As we're going to see, I think his two teammates really... Oh, Bluey's going to actually launch onto height to contest Cheng, as we're going to see Cheng fall here, but not before he gets a huge hit on Blue, but Blue's going to get the kill with 1 HP, as Blue is going to get a massive kill there. So now it's up to Griffs and G to try and win this, but Griffs is going to have the entire trio on him, actually, sorry, a duo on him, and he's going to miss his pump shot, as now the third one is now with him. It's going to be interesting to see how this is played up, as G is currently trying to get some other shots off. Griffs is trying to play a little passive here, maybe to get a sneaky lever shot or two off, as he's going to find some extra heals here that he's going to pick up. As G, I think he's going to try and drop down here. He is. They're going to try and hit the launch pad and get out of there. However, G just screwed himself over. He accidentally placed a cone too low, and they're going to get some big hits off on G. Are they going to be able to get the kill off? I don't think so, as Griffs is currently in Storm, so now they have to rotate and fight this, but Griffs has great white health, so he's going to be able to stay and heal this off, as we may have some more action going on elsewhere, and I think we do, going on at the IO base. We have two teams right near each other. It looks like Capo, Bulk, and Jason are trying to sneak up on Berkey, and they are, as they're going to get a huge knock on Burke. They just walked up on him, as Burke and... Is that Berkey and Bulk both died? No. Ah, there it is. Doinks is currently gliding away. Is he going to be able to outglide this? He is not going to be able to. So now it's up to Biscuit to try and drive out of here and stay alive for his team, possibly rotate around within the next 5 minutes to get these reboot cards. As we also have another team down at gas station, we may see another engagement happen here as Ortega is trying to look up at Jason to get some shots off. But his build's going to be set on fire. So now he's going to be able to just tunnel over to these extra builds and these extra mats and some extra heals, which is huge for him. He's going to drop his SMG. As we see a lot of players start to do this now. Once you get an AR, the SMG isn't really as usable. You know, you have what you need. You have another weapon just to get another shot or two off in certain situations. As now we are going to see, I believe, is this engagement going to happen? It may or may not happen. It really depends on how they feel and how they play this. As I wouldn't be surprised if they're just going to let them run away to live another day. Oh, we don't have an action actually going on at Boney Birds between NorCal and the other team. But actually, it looks like these teams are just going to try and rotate away from each other. As this zone pulls very far over to Dirty. So now we're going to see some panic from teams as actually, this is Edge's team is currently fighting Seven's team and Mars as Mars and Beggs go down, but Beggs does get a knock on Edge. So now we're going to see Seven try and clutch up this 1v2 as he's actually trying to get the revive off, but that was Danielle's wall. So now Seven trying to get the revive off again, but he's going to miss his pump on YP. As this is a 2v1 situation here, I believe, unless they got the revive off. So Seven is going to get hit hard, but Seven is going to miss his pump shot. So now it is a 2v1, and he is on low health. He gets one knock on Danielle. He's trying the bloom battle, and he's not going to get the other kill on YP, as YP ends up picking up that kill and that elimination. As we may have another engagement going on elsewhere on this map. Actually, I don't think so. Another thing to notice, this zone, a lot of teams are up here. No one's in Dirty. No one's in this other area down here, the crash site, which is pretty interesting to see that, as we still have one team, and that is Chang, Griffs, and Mr. G still trying to rotate. I don't think they understand how far they have to rotate, because they have to go all the way to Dirty Docks pretty much, just outside of Corny, in between Dirty and Corny, which is going to be a very rough rotation for them. Let's see what type of heals they have. We have one person with one medkit, and we have 3 medkits on another. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how they rotate out of here, if they can even rotate out of here. I believe one of them will. I don't know about the other two. Is that a solo currently fighting? Oh, that solo just died. That solo was, in fact, Clayton. But One Pump, Chump, Sketch, and Fom all currently... Oh, now they're above the damage threshold. So now they're going to be able to play a little more passive. They're 300 damage above, so that is huge. As we're going to see this team, Mr. G, get into zone. Possibly. And right behind, actually way behind them is Chang. I honestly don't think Chang is going to be able to get out of this. Question is, would it be worth... Actually, he's going to be getting out of this because it is a 1-tick. That little miscommunication on my end, but yes, he's going to be able to get out of this because it is a 1-tick. Actually, it will be a little close, but he's going to need to pick up some heals on the way in. So now we have a lot of teams going on top of... Yeah, he needs to find whites. And I believe he's going to... Oh, he's just not even going to try to. He's just going to completely drive this in. He might actually... I think he's trying to play for the corn. Oh, he finds a med kit. 3 med kits. That is huge. So he's now easily going to be able to rotate into this zone as they are going to survive this. As they just rotated pretty much all the way from Coral in Storm all the way to pretty much Dirty Docks, which is insane to see. As now we're going to have a lot of teams just boxing up right near each other, trying to get tags, trying to just get some Storm Surge. As honestly, they just found pretty much the luckiest time of their life by getting those 3. But another thing to notice, they are 97 damage below Storm Surge, so they're going to have to try and pick up some damage here on the way in. As we're going to see a few teams that are currently just all on top of each other, as we have Burns and Tosius right next to G-Strap and Teens, but then right next to them is Capo and Jason, as 2 of them fall actually. So now it's up to Jason to try and, oh no, yeah, oh no, it's up to Jason and King Bulk, although Jason just picked up a kill. King Bulk is currently very low though. Gonna have to try and get some heals off to stay alive and get some more health. As Tosius Waffles does pick up a kill. That engagement, I believe, is going on over here. Unless this is a different one. This is, in fact, a different one. As that is Brino. They're actually fighting inside of the sideways. I don't know how good of a strat that is. If I could, can I switch over? No, I can't. Okay. Cheng Wan's the only teammate, the only player still alive in his trio, is going to go into Storm and try and get some extra loot here, possibly sneak up on these guys. He's going to get 2 medkits and some minis, which is pretty big for him, and some big mats. As he's going to get the reboot off. As that was actually Jason's trio, King, Bulk, and Capo ended up getting the reboot off to get their trio back alive in this, and he's going to be able to get all of his heals right back into it, and all of his guns back, because that is right next to it. As now we see a Dirty Docks UFO zone. I'm surprised no one's built up over here on this zone, because as we switch over, as you see, you can have a team right up on this little height over here, and they're just going to be able to just glide into any zone that they want. Or launch off. They do have a launch pad. They have that little rotation down there. As we see over here, we have Edge and his team trying to get this supply drop for the launch pad. However, we did see earlier that one of the supply drops didn't even give the launch pad, as this one does in fact give the launch pad and a P90. So that is pretty big for Edge, because he had a blue SMG. So now he's going to be able to pretty much just get an upgrade in that situation. As I think we have an engagement going on elsewhere on the map. We do. Code Red, Jacob Schur, and Busa currently getting knocked. Red gets knocked, but Jacob, you're going to see Jacob here push up, get hit a little bit, and fall back a little bit, because there's no reason for him to fight that, as his walls were in fact pre-edited. As we're going to see Code Red fall here. So Jacob's going to be able to get some of those mats back, as Relo is currently above them, but Jacob's going to miss his shot, and Relo's going to hit his. So Big Riv is going to get hit pretty hard. I think this might be where we see one of them key. No, this is not. As still holding them back is Relo, pretty much making sure that they don't push up, as Edge picks up a kill. But we may see another team possibly key up here in a minute. As we see teams a lot of teams in Dirty, a little bit less over here. We're going to have to see these teams rotate in pretty soon here, though. One of these teams being Mooney and Meepy, as well as NorCal team and Lasso trying to rotate in. I think they're just going to try and run ahead of this. Hopefully no one sees them. Maybe hide in some old builds, hiding King Bulk's old builds. As we're going to see teams all the way up here, such as From and Chump, get hit pretty hard, as Chump is actually going to get knocked, as Swerved and his team pick up a huge kill on Mr. Chump. So that is now 9 kills for them, as we're going to see YP, Edge, and Danielle pretty much just rotate and swim into this zone. So now we're going to see a bunch of teams start to rotate in here. Taco KNG currently just got hit for almost all of his shield as his teammate Knack just gets absolutely focused and dies almost immediately. So now it's up to Sigma to try and hold off those fights, as we also have Cole currently falls. Now it's up to Jamon to try and clutch this, as YP is pretty good. I will say that. I will agree with you guys on that. YP is in fact very good at this game. As you see, Team J ends up dying a minute or two later. Oh, but he may have someone trying to sneak into his build from behind. I don't think he's going to be able to. He sees a team right in front of him, as it looks like, I think Meepy is getting involved. Meepy, Edge picks up a double kill on Jinji and Code. So we have an engagement going on over here at this part of the map. If I can switch over to that. Can I? No. I just want to switch over to Edge. Thank you. So now Edge picks up now they have 8 kills, so this is a big kill game for them. As you see, Stritzer and Notebook getting hit by Storm Surge. They're 99 damage below, so they really have to try and jump in on this trio to get some kills and some damage. However, I don't think it's going to go over well. Although he did get a big hit. How much was that for? He's going to get a huge knock. Stritzer gets a huge knock on a player. So that's going to be able to get him to siphon, but he's going to end up dying. However, he did throw his team above Storm Surge, so that is huge for them. That entire trio, Edge and that entire trio, are all very good at Fortnite. As now we're going to see a lot of teams start to rotate into this zone. As you see some gliding happening. As Laso might try to jump in. No, they're not going to try to jump in onto this team. So this is going to be interesting to see how they play it out, as Edge and his trio currently running the opposite way zone. They're just going to try and find some extra loot here, maybe even a special launch pad, unless they already have one. As he's going to see a Shadow Flopper, decide not to pick it up, as that is a huge strat in solos. Yes, we could, of course, hop over to Free Game. We're going to hop over to Empty and Verminous as we do the drone free to get a good look at this zone above the UFO. So this is going to be interesting, because we're going to have a lot of teams be able to build up a lot higher than the other ones, especially if it rotates down off of the UFO or up this mountain. As we see Camarino, Crater, and Cut on height. Right below them, though, is Gingy, Swerved, Crush, Verminous, and Empty Lints. As we see Jacob Schur just above this zone. Sorry, just on the edge of the zone. Hopefully it does pull. It pulls up the mountain. This is going to be very interesting to see how teams fight this out. As we see a huge 3-2-1, but no damage really gets hit, as T. Jones currently has a team right next to him, but he's not going to be able to do anything about that, as this game just got a lot darker. As Jason Capo and King Balk are going to be able to just rotate early on in front of this zone, as other teams are going to fight to rotate. As you see some teams back here, we're going to switch over to Jelly and his team. See how they play this rotation out. They're going to see a launch pad in zone that they're just going to try and jump on and rotate in. However, this won't get them that far, because the zone does pull up a mountain. As we see Edge pick up another huge kill, as Jelly's going to get a nice little pump shot off before he does hit this launch pad and rotate into this zone. And I'm going to actually try and switch over to Edge 4, as they all now try to glide in, as Edge picks up another kill. So now Edge on height with a purple spaz and a blue AR. He is going to just completely con height. He's going to take height for himself, as we see Danielle pick up a kill. 7 dies to fall damage. So now we just saw Edge and Danielle pretty much take height, which is huge on this type of zone, especially if it keeps pulling up this mountain. They're going to be able to just hold it, as you see Busa and Jacob fall to Storm. So now Danielle just pretty much cranked all the way up, as this is going to pull even more up the mountain to the side of it, as we're going to see Edge and YP just look down on some damage here. As we're going to see YP get a huge kill on Anthony. As now we're going to see a bunch of teams down here, such as Rocketman and Crush, try and fight to stay alive, fight to stay ahead of this, as it's up to Rocketman to try and clutch up his trio situation, as this is the second to final game for Heat 2. Or sorry, for Heat 2. as Rocketman is going to not get a big pump, but he's going to be able to stay ahead of the zone with his pepper that he was able to use. As we see Jelly and Rooster currently on height. T-Jones also still alive. We're going to see if we can switch over to him. Actually, we're not able to because I can't see him. As Meepy dies the storm. Swerve gets a kill in zone. T-Jones ends up dying to storm. That's why we could not find him. As boxed by Danielle. Currently on height as Swerve trying to stay ahead of the zone. Might look back for some because he's going to get big hits on Fom. So now he's going to have to stay above this as we're going to quickly head into drone free and see Swerve jump on YP. But Danielle picks up a huge kill that ends up almost saving YP. As now we're just going to see, we're going to drop down here and see Jelly and Rocketman fight it out. But ultimately, Danielle, Edge, and YP end up picking up a 15 kill game. A huge game from them and their second to last game